Coronation Street is set to shake up its usual storytelling approach this winter as Theo Silverton's abuse towards his boyfriend Todd Grimshaw intensifies. The ITV drama has been tackling the subject of domestic violence within a same-sex relationship through the characters of Theo and Todd. And sadly, the situation is about to take a darker turn. As this storyline unfolds, viewers will be treated to a special episode ahead of Christmas, centered almost entirely on Theo and Todd's relationship. In line with the show's recent experimentation with creative storytelling, Corey producers have teased that the installment will feature unique, format-breaking elements never before seen in a soap. At a recent press event held on set, producer Kate Brooks explained, "This is a very significant storyline. We've taken our time with it deliberately. Audiences have watched Todd fall for a complicated man with deep personal issues. Theo, in turn, has sacrificed everything for Todd, including his family, as he comes to terms with his sexuality. By the time the plot really intensifies, Todd feels emotionally indebted to Theo. That's when Theo's real nature begins to surface. He's manipulative, controlling, and skilled at gaslighting Todd. At its core, this is a story about domestic abuse in a same-sex partnership, something that's important to highlight because it happens more often than people realize. We've worked closely with the charity Galop, and some of the statistics we learned are truly disturbing." Brooks went on to say, "The episodes get quite dark, but they're also powerful, raw, and authentic. We've experimented with the show's usual style to tell this story in the most impactful way. I just watched one of the upcoming episodes this morning. It's incredibly emotional and focuses completely on their relationship. It's unlike anything that's been done before in soaps. I had to rewatch it to fully absorb it. It's that powerful." The producer also warned that Todd and Theo's story is far from over, as most residents of Weatherfield remain oblivious to the abuse happening behind closed doors. However, Brooks named Sarah Barlow and George Shuttleworth as two characters who will remain steadfastly protective of Todd. "There are warning signs everywhere," she noted. "People online keep saying, 'Todd, get out. Theo's no good for you.' But as with many abusive relationships, it's never that simple. Todd believes he can change Theo. He sees the trauma in Theo's past and thinks it explains his behavior. Theo does some truly awful things to Todd, but Todd clings to the idea that there's still good in him. It was vital to show how people end up trapped in these situations and why they struggle to leave. It's not an easy watch. We're not cheering for Todd and Theo as a couple. We're cheering for Todd to break free and realize that what's happening isn't love, it's abuse. People like George, Christina, and Sarah genuinely care about Todd, yet they have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. Watching their reactions when the truth comes out will be fascinating." Coronation Street boss teases huge Becky twist, Debbie's future, and a soap first. Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks has dropped major hints about what lies ahead for the residents of Weatherfield. The long-running ITV soap is preparing for a string of dramatic and emotional storylines, with Brooks, who joined the Corey production team in 2024, teasing that viewers can expect plenty of twists, groundbreaking moments, and heartfelt scenes over the coming months. During a press event held on the Corey set last Friday, Kate offered insight into what's next for Todd Grimshaw as his turbulent and abusive relationship with Theo Silverton continues to escalate. She also teased further chaos involving Lisa Swain and Carla Connor, following the shocking return of Lisa's wife Becky Swain, who had been presumed dead for 4 years. In addition, Brooks promised uplifting storylines for Debbie Webster after her dementia diagnosis, assuring fans that the beloved character has plenty of time left on the soap. Here's a preview of what's coming up on Coronation Street. A soap first, Todd and Theo's storyline. Kate explained, "This is such an important storyline. We've intentionally taken a slow approach to it. Viewers have watched Todd fall for someone who's deeply complex and troubled. Theo's sacrificed a lot for him, even giving up his family while coming to terms with his identity. When the plot truly kicks in, Todd's at a point where he feels he owes Theo everything. That's when Theo's darker side emerges. He's manipulative, he's controlling, and he's exceptionally skilled at gaslighting Todd. At its core, this is a story about domestic abuse within a same-sex relationship. It's not often portrayed in soaps, and it's something that needs to be seen. We've worked closely with the charity Galop, and the statistics they shared are shocking. Around 55% of people in same-sex relationships experience some form of abuse from a partner, ex-partner, or family member. Brooks added, "We wanted to explore how someone like Todd, who's cheeky, smart, and morally flexible, would cope when someone as forceful as Theo crashes into his life. Over time, we'll see Todd's confidence and personality slowly stripped away as his vulnerability takes center stage." The producer went on to say, "There's still a long road ahead for these two. Some of the episodes are dark, but also incredibly emotional and real. We've even experimented with the show's usual format to tell this story in a new and powerful way. I watched one of the upcoming episodes this morning and it completely blew me away. It's unlike anything that's been done before on a British soap. Raw, gripping, and unforgettable." Becky's villainous comeback. Turning to another major plotline, Kate said, "Becky's back, and she's definitely not the same woman who disappeared. She's determined to reclaim her family, her daughter Betsy, and her wife Lisa. She wants to destroy the peaceful life Lisa has built with Carla. Right now, we've only scratched the surface of who Becky really is. She's clever, dangerous, and knows exactly how to manipulate situations to her advantage. She's reminding Lisa of their history, their love, and their shared past, and that's a very powerful thing." While fans love Lisa and Carla together, there's a deep connection between Lisa and Becky that can't be ignored. Becky's return is like dropping a bomb into their home, and it's fascinating to see how Carla, fiery and no-nonsense as she is, handles finding this woman sitting calmly in her kitchen. Carla's trying her best to stay calm and collected, but that patience won't last forever. Becky's clever, calculating, and she stayed dead for 4 years. That tells you everything about what she's capable of. There are plenty of shocking twists and oh my god moments still to come. Debbie Webster's bright future. Kate continued, "Debbie's such a joy to write for. She's funny, full of life, and has so much heart. Her storyline isn't defined by her dementia. It's about her living life to the fullest. She's busy planning a big wedding with Ronnie, which will take place later in the year. A celebration that's fun, stylish, and perfectly Debbie. We'll also see the debut of the Dementia Choir, something she's been passionately involved in. Debbie's focused on cherishing her time with loved ones and keeping her family together while still running a thriving business. Yes, she forgets things sometimes, but she's living with dementia, not defined by it. She's still Debbie Webster, and she's not going anywhere anytime soon." Coronation Street airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.